If you're a working mom who's still tired after a decent night of sleep, you're not crazy. You're just running on a system that slowly drains your energy. In this video, I'll show you 5 super simple changes I made that gave me back my energy, even with a toddler wake up and work stress. And no, it's not about a juice cleanse or a 6 a.m. workout.
Nope.
It's about little tiny tweaks that work with your life, not against it. If you've tried everything and still feel wiped out, this might be the video that changes that. Let's start. Point number 1, you need a better bedtime routine. You need sleep that actually restores you. We all know that sleep matters, but it's not just about how much you sleep, it's about how you sleep. And for moms, especially who can always control wake-ups due to the little ones, the way we prepare for sleep matters even more. For example, I used to snooze my alarm. I would scroll Instagram late at night, I would sleep late, I would wake up groggy, even if I've technically been in bed for 8 hours. Here's why. Phones suppress melatonin. Melatonin is your body's natural sleep hormone. Even 30 minutes of screen exposure at night tells your brain it's still daytime, so it delays the melatonin production. That makes it harder to fall asleep and reduces the quality of your sleep overall. And also, snoozing makes things worse because it breaks your sleep cycles and confusing your internal clock. A study published in Sleep Health found out that consistent sleep and wake-up times, even more than how long you sleep, lead to better mood and energy. That means if you go to bed at different times each night, your body doesn't know when it's supposed to rest, even if you get enough hours. So I flipped the script. I moved my phone completely out of the bedroom. I use now a smartwatch with a smart alarm that wakes me up during my light sleep phases, but never later than my alarm set time. And also, as soon as my watch wakes me, I put my feet on the ground. And this is just like little small movement, but it helps to signal my body time to start the day. Through going to bed at the same time for a week, and better try it even longer, I figured out my sweet spot is 8 hours, even while nursing at night. So even if I can't sleep at the same time every night, I make sure I get those 8 hours before I need to wake up. With all of these little changes, I start the day less reactive, more calm, and more present. And if we want that better sleep to actually happen, there's one thing we have to change first, and that is the screens. So point number 2 is no screens before bed. It actually protects your sleep hormones. We all want to wind down in the evening. I know that. I'm like that too. TV and my phone were always there. And also, I told myself a little TV or scrolling would help me relax, you know? But actually what happened is I saw emails I felt like I had to reply to, or messages I couldn't unsee, or some random headline that left me like really stressed or unsettled. So none of the things I did with my phone actually was winding me down. And also, studies published by the National Sleep Foundation show that blue light from phones and screens can delay the melatonin production by up to 90 minutes. That means your body thinks it's daytime even when it's dark outside, making it harder to fall asleep and cutting into your deep sleep. So now I, first, stop screen time at 9 p.m. My phone actually blocks access automatically, so that helps me. I use blue light filter glasses when I do need to work late or watch a show so that the blue light doesn't hit my eye. And third of all, I swap screens for a book at night, or I journal, or just have some quiet time. So I fall asleep faster and wake up with more clarity and not dread. So now we've got your sleep hormones back on track. But what about during the day, when like fatigue hits hard at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon? Here's a surprising reason why. Point number 3 is move or stand every hour. I promise you it's gonna reset your energy clock. The problem is sitting doesn't feel tiring, but it's one of the biggest hidden energy drains. I used to go from my laptop to the dinner table to the couch, and by 7 p.m. I felt like I'd run a marathon, even though I barely moved the entire day. The truth is, our bodies aren't built for 8 to 12 hours of sitting. It slows down your metabolism, reduces blood flow to your brain, also it makes you foggy and tired. Research from the American Journal of Preventive Medicine shows that just 2 minutes of standing or walking per hour can boost energy and improve focus by 30%. It gets your blood moving, it sends more oxygen to your brain and tells your body we're awake and active. Now, I use my smartwatch to nudge me every hour, but you can also use another alarm setup or just at the clock. I stand up or walk during calls, and also I go outside for a walk. And the bonus is that also when you're outside, you get this little boost of vitamin D, which also helps your body feel more awake and improves your mood and strengthens your immune system. So this helps me to stay more focused during all the afternoon, and I have energy to enjoy the evenings too. So we just learned moving helps, but what about that cup of coffee you keep reaching for to push through? Let's talk about that next. Point number 4, the smart caffeine use. Feel the lift and skip the crash. And I know, you may love coffee, I do too. But caffeine can really turn into a crutch. I haven't had caffeine now in over 4 years, and I'm gonna tell you why. At first, the switch was hard, obviously. And I still love the ritual of having my warm cup of coffee in the morning, so I started with decaf. But the truth is, caffeine doesn't give you energy. It tricks your brain into thinking you're not tired. And when the caffeine then wears off, you actually crash. According to a review in Frontiers in Psychiatry, caffeine blocks a chemical in your brain that's called adenosine. And that's the one that tells you to rest. Over time, your brain makes more adenosine to balance this out. So you need more caffeine to feel the same effect. That leads to, first of all, dependency on caffeine, but also anxiety, trouble sleeping, and other energy crashes. So if I feel tired now and the urge for some caffeine, I just ask myself, did I have enough water or did I have enough air? Water and air are the most important energy bringers for your body. And if that doesn't work, I even do a quick 5-minute walk or a quick stretch. And if you're starting out now and you think like, I want to reduce my caffeine, here's a little tip for you. And if you're trying to reduce your caffeine, there's an app called Caffeine Plus that actually turns the reducing of caffeine into a fun challenge to help you track the progress. So if it's easier for you to commit like with a challenge or a little tracking app or whatever, this might be for you. I'm no longer dependent and my energy feels real and not borrowed from any caffeine. Last but not least, speaking of what drains us without noticing, sometimes it's not the coffee, but it's what's actually circling in our brains. So let's in the last point dig into that. And that is point number 5, like a little stress check-in. Clear your mental clutter that zaps your energy. You know what's more exhausting than your inbox itself? It's the invisible stress, that mental load that's running in a loop in the background of your mind. My brain was full of tiny to-dos. Order diapers, meal plan, prep that report, book the next playdate. I felt like I've never got to stop thinking. And according to the American Psychological Association, chronic stress raises cortisol, which is a stress hormone, which messes with your sleep. It also weakens your immune system and leaves you emotionally and physically drained. So here's what helped me. I brain dump everything into my notes app so that actually the mental load is out of my head and let me sleep at night. But also I share the mental load with my partner or with other people involved in my life so we can divide planning and decision making. And also I ask myself nightly, where did I feel most alive today and where did I feel most drained? What are these questions about? The question about where I feel the most alive a day actually shows me all the activities that gave me energy during the day. You know, like fun hobbies or playing with the kids or like a small walk in nature or meditation or like just, you know, a small cup of decaf coffee, you know. And the other question, where I feel most drained, is just a list of activities that drained me. You know, when I was running around from A to B because I had too much activities too close at the same time. Or maybe you have that one friend, actually, when you come home, you always feel like less energy than you had before. So do this just like this little questioning and every evening, and you don't even need to write it down, but just like having this exercise running in your head helps you to find the activities that give you energy during the day and also these activities that drain energy during the day. And then after this, I adjust. So this friend that always exhausts you or a workout maybe you dread, let go of these like energy drains and add more things that give you energy, like alone time or reading or dancing or just quiet moments. Through that, I feel lighter, I feel clearer, I feel more energized, and just being honest is what's really draining me. So, you've seen the small shifts and their powerful results, so let's wrap this all up. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just have to stop draining your energy without realizing it. So one small shift per week, one new anchor. These are energy protectors, not energy projects. You deserve to end the day with presence, not just exhaustion. And if you're ready to reclaim your energy, start with the easiest one from today's list. If this video helped you, save it or send it to a fellow mom who's also running on empty. If you've got more simple habits that protect your time, energy, and peace, hit the subscribe if you want more tips like this. Your energy isn't gone, it's just hiding under a few bad habits, so let's unlearn them together.